So this is Baruch Fleischman at the Tikkun Elevator Kol El. It's Motzoi Shabbat. This Sabbath was the Sabbath of Parshas Bo. Now we're starting Parshas Bashalach, and this is the first day. It is the night, the eve of the first day, to the day of Chesed. We've been learning Aryeh Kaplan, Rabbi Aryeh Kaplan. We've been learning the 7 principles of Maimonides. Now, one should understand, we probably have people listening this year who are not Jewish, or not really familiar with Judaism that much. So what happens is that there are a lot of people that talk, and a lot of people that have brought tremendous ideas of closeness to God. But Aryeh Kaplan has done it for us using many different techniques, and one is to go through the 7 principles, the 13 principles, this being the 7th one of Maimonides. This principle said that I believe with perfect faith that the prophecy of Moses is absolutely true. This is what we call Moshe Rabeinu, Moshe, our teacher. He was the chief of all prophets, both before and after him. So we're trying, so what Rabbi Kaplan has been doing is going through different aspects of what we understand about Moshe and bringing us to understand how different he is. I'm going to start a little bit back from where we ended yesterday to give us a little flow. It says all other prophets were terrorized, confused, and torn apart by their experience. This was not true of Moses, as the Torah says. God spoke to Moses as a man speaks to his friend. Man is not terrorized by his friend's conversation. Moses likewise had enough mental strength to understand words of prophecy with his composure totally unaffected. All other prophets could not achieve prophecy whenever they desired. This was not true of Moses. When he wished, he could be enveloped by divine inspiration, which we call in Hebrew Ruach HaKodesh, and prophecy would descend upon him. He would not have to concentrate and prepare himself for it, for he was in a constant state of concentration and preparation, just like a ministering angel. He could therefore prophesy at all times. And the Torah quotes him as saying, now wait, and I will hear what God commands in your case. God promised this to Moses when he said, go say to them, return now to your tents, but you stand here with me and I will speak to you. We see from this that all other prophets had to return, so to speak, to their tents, which is indicating that the people of Israel, when we were in the desert, we were all exposed to prophecy, to their worldly needs, that is, to go back to what it is, Gashmias, what we call physicality, after they were finished with their prophecy. They were once again like all other peoples, and therefore did not have to separate them from their wives. Moses, on the other hand, never returned to his first tent and never again touched a woman. His mind was continually bound to the Creator of all worlds, and the glory never left him. He became as holy as an angel. The Torah thus says that the skin of his face sent forth beams of light. Now, the Jewish people did not believe in Moses because of any miracles that he might have performed. For when one believes in something because of miracles, he still may have doubts and suspect that there might have been some kind of trickery performed by means of magic. All of the miracles that Moses performed in the desert, however, were only done because they were necessary and not to bring proof of his prophecy. Thus, when it was necessary to defeat the Egyptians, he split the sea and saved us in its midst. When we needed food, he provided us with manna. When we were thirsty, he split the rock to provide water. When Korach and his band revolted, he caused the earth to swallow them up. The same is true of all of his miracles. But the main reason why we believe in Moses is because of what happened at Mount Sinai. Our eyes saw and not a stranger. Now, exactly what he meant by that, it was our eyes, our ears heard, and not another. There was the fire, the thunder, and the lightning when Moses entered in the deep clouds. The voice spoke to him, and we ourselves heard it say, Moses, Moses, speak to the people. Moses thus told the people face to face, God spoke to you. The Torah likewise says, God did not make this covenant with our fathers, but with us, who are all here alive today. The revelation at Sinai is the only real proof that Moses' prophecy was true and contained no trickery. God told Moses, Behold, I come to you in a thick cloud, so that the people may hear when I speak with you, so that they may believe in you forever. Before Sinai, the people did not believe with a faith strong enough to last forever. They might have believed, but they could have later had doubts and suspicions. Those who received Moses' message were therefore themselves witnesses that his prophecy was true, and no further sign was needed. Moses and the Jewish people were like two different witnesses who have seen the same thing. Each witness in the pair knows that the other is speaking truthfully, and neither one needs any proof regarding the other. The same is true of Moses. The entire Jewish people were his witnesses after the revelation at Sinai, and no further signs were needed. At the beginning of Moses' career, he was given miracles to perform in Egypt, and God told him, They shall hearken to your voice. But Moses knew that one who only believes because of miracles still has doubts, suspicions, and similar thoughts. He therefore did not want to go and told God, They will not believe me. God then told him that the miracles were only to establish the faith until after the Exodus. After that, they would stand at Mount Sinai, and all suspicion would be removed. They would then know for certain that it was God who gave him the initial signs and sent him from the beginning, and they would no longer have any doubts. God therefore told Moses, This shall be your true sign that I have sent you. When you bring the people out of Egypt, you shall serve God on this mountain. Therefore, when any other prophet comes, we do not believe him merely because he performs miracles. Just because he produces a miracle, it does not mean that we must accept everything he says. The only reason we accept a prophet is because the Torah says that if he produces a sign, you shall hearken unto him. This again is similar to the laws regarding evidence. Testimony offered by two witnesses accepted as legal evidence, even though we can never know for certain that they are telling the truth. In the same way, we are commanded to hearken to such a prophet, even though we do not know for certain that his sign is true and not a result of magic and trickery. Therefore, if a prophet comes and attempts to refute Moses' prophecy, we do not accept him, no matter what great miracles he performs. Moses' prophecy did not depend on any miracles, and therefore cannot be disputed by miracles. We saw and heard with our own eyes and ears exactly as Moses himself did. That's the great thing about the Jewish people, that we were there. Here again, we can use the example of witnesses. If witnesses testified to something, and the person is seen with his own eyes that it is not true, then he is not bound to accept their testimony. He knows for certain they are false witnesses. The Torah therefore says, even if the sign, the wonder comes to pass, you shall not hearken to the words of that false prophet. He might produce signs and miracles, but he is coming to contradict what we have seen with our own eyes. We only believe the evidence of miracles because of a commandment given to us by Moses. We therefore cannot possibly accept any sign that comes to contradict Moses. We ourselves heard and saw his revelation. That's a very, very important point. 3 are in the category of the heretic, which we call epicursus, one who denies the prophecy of Moses. This is Baruch Fleischman, and we've been listening to the tremendous Torah here of Rabbi Aryeh Kaplan, and we're going to be ready for the next Bani Imam.